Yo, what up? Welcome to Mo Boxing No Problem. I'm Jose Ramirez Jr., and I'm joined by Ruben from Through the Ropes. What up, Ruben?
What's up, what's up?
I also got TJ from the Boxing Syndicate. What up, TJ? Thank you both for joining me. We're here to talk about last night's fight between Mark Magsayo versus Rey Vargas. It was Magsayo's first defense after beating Gary Russell Jr., and it was not an easy defense because he was coming up against the former champion Rey Vargas, also undefeated. And I don't know about you guys, but I was hyped for this matchup. I felt just like Magsayo at the weigh-in, kind of like, let's get this fight going and over with, and it did not disappoint. You know, it was a very close fight. The decision went Vargas' way, so he's a new champion. But I want to get your feedback. You know, what do you think of the fight, and do you agree with the decision that Vargas deserved to win and become the champion? We'll start with you, Ruben.
I definitely agreed with the decision. I felt like Vargas had control from the first bell and on until, I mean, he got knocked down, and I was like jittery because, you know, you have to respect Magsayo's power and speed. And I was on record and telling you, I was like, I don't have an official prediction for the fight, but my mind was saying Vargas, but I just had like this gut feeling if Magsayo lands, he could put some damage on Vargas. But I mean, I think it was a fair decision. I personally think he should have won a majority decision because I don't think besides the round where what was it, the ninth round where Magsayo knocked him down, I think that was the only round he won. But to me, I think he had complete control of the whole fight.
No, I agree. What about you, TJ?
I'm kind of on the same page. I did think Magsayo did well the first half of the fight. I did think like the first 1 through 5 or 6 was kind of back and forth. I could have gave either of those rounds to either one of those guys. But the last half of the fight was all Vargas for sure. Like, he just turned it up, you know, even more than they already were, and he just obviously took it. But I think Magsayo, I mean, he did a good job, though. It could have went, you know what I mean? Like I said, the first half of the fight, I thought he was there, but it just, Vargas just took over. But I definitely agree, you know, with the decision for sure.
That's how I saw it too. You know, like the first 2 rounds were very interesting because I was expecting Vargas to use his height and reach advantage and work the jab, but the first 2 rounds it was nothing but power punches for both fighters, and Vargas was staying in the pocket with them and it wasn't moving. I was like, I don't know if this is the right strategy against Magsayo, but I split those rounds. I give the first round to Magsayo, the second round to Vargas. But I agree with you, Ruben. I think from the third round on, it was Vargas' style of fight. You know, he was in control. He was keeping the distance, working the jab. It wasn't until that 9th round where he tried to throw the uppercut out of range and got caught. And that's where I thought, like, 'cause I think it did hurt him. I know in the post-fight interview, Vargas said, like, you know, it really didn't faze him. But I think he took that whole round and maybe half of the 10th round to recover. And that was like Magsayo's only chance at fight to really win and knock him out. But I didn't see the killer instinct for him to, like, take him out. And unfortunately now, he lost it. And I agree. I think it was a very close fight. I personally had it 114, 113 Vargas. A draw would have probably been fair. I had to close because Magsayo was having success. Like, he wasn't throwing as much or as frequently as Vargas, but he was landing. I felt like the cleaner punches. You know, they were definitely eye catching. But I think overall, you got to respect Vargas' work ethic and, you know, basically controlling the fight and keeping the flow. So that's why I gave him the ultimately the decision.
The edge.
Do you guys think a rematch would play out the same between these two fighters?
I would like to see it. I think it would be. Definitely will be interesting. Again, it would be a fun fight to watch. But I'd rather see Magsayo rematch Gary Russell Jr. because if Gary Russell Jr. doesn't hurt his, I think it was his right shoulder when they fought. I think it's a whole different fight. And that's another.
So let's talk.
And that's another good fight. Imagine Gary Russell versus Rey Vargas. That's another. That's another interesting fight.
Yeah, all right. So let's segue into that. So Mark Magsayo took a L, but he said he's gonna come back stronger. who should he fight next? I'm with you, Ruben. I think a rematch with Gary Russell Jr. Would silence a lot of critics, because even that decision, the split decision, was very controversial. It was a one-arm Gary Russell Jr. once he had that injury, and he still had success with one arm. So I think it would be quite the statement. Magsayo rematched Russell and this time beat him convincingly with a healthy Russell. I also want to see him maybe fight Kansu. I know he's coming off a L, but Philippines versus China can make for a good matchup. I don't know if he should fight any of the champions coming off a loss, but maybe some of the contenders out there. Maybe the winner of I say Dogbo versus Joey Gonzalez versus Magsayo. See that happening.
Does Leo Santa Cruz still have a belt at 126?
I think he does.
He does?
Yeah.
He's still the super champion.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, he hasn't defended in two and a half years,
that's
but he still has it.
Like, that's another good fight.
Lee Wood is the regular. Yeah, that's another good fight, and that's I think who Rey Vargas wants to fight. So let's talk about who should Rey Vargas fight. He made it pretty clear that he wants Leo Santa Cruz, and I think that's the logical fight to make. They're both under PBC.
In-house, yeah.
Leo Santa Cruz has the WBA super belt in-house.
You know what?
How do you guys see that fight playing out?
I like Santa Cruz.
Ray Vargas.
Rey Vargas, probably. I just think he's a lot more explosive, but I do like Santa Cruz. But Rey Vargas come out swinging, man. He really made me a fan yesterday too. Just watching it, like that. I don't know. I really like. I wouldn't mind seeing a Magsayo rematch though. You just never know. With their style of fights is just action all the way, so you just never know. But at least Santa Cruz would be sweet, or Navarrete or something. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah. You read my mind. I would love to see Rey Vargas versus Navarrete. I feel like that would be a super sick fight to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. A little bit more difficult to make because Navarrete is with Barbarian top rank. Yeah. But man, as far as like all action Mexican affair, Vargas Navarrete, that'd be a good one.
I don't know. He's so awkward. To me, I don't know. His style is just weird. It just works for him.
Yeah, and I think like Santa Cruz, Rey Vargas, I got to give the edge to Rey Vargas. I think the work rate from both fighters will be insane. But I think Leo Santa Cruz got a little bit taken out of him, or maybe a lot taken out of him by Tank Davis with that brutal knockout. So yeah.
When he came back and he fought on the Thurman and Barrios undercard, Leo Santa Cruz, he went in there with a lesser opponent, and makes sense. But Leo Santa Cruz came. It was like to me, it was the same Santa Cruz, he was being the terremoto, coming swinging.
All right, so you don't think Santa Cruz lost anything from the Tank fight? I think the same old Leo.
Leo Santa Cruz brought let's put it on record. Leo Santa Cruz brought the fight to Tank. Leo Santa Cruz got knocked out because he set himself up to get knocked out. But you gotta respect it. But no, I feel like Leo Santa Cruz fights the way Leo Santa Cruz fights.
Yeah, no. True. So other champions in that division for Rey Vargas, we got Leywood, WBA regular champion out of the UK. Right? Oh, does he have a fight already scheduled?
He has a fight coming up. I recently saw a post on that, and I was like, oh shit, yeah. And after coming off like that fight that they fought, I'm like, oh shit. Like you probably want to take some time off after you fight a fight like that, but. Yeah, he's coming back.
Because I'm thinking like that power, against Rey Vargas, we saw what Magsayo's power did to Vargas, kind of had him say legs. I think Wood is probably the hardest puncher at featherweight right now. That would be super interesting if that was to happen. And then we also got Josh Warrington, who just got his title back again, so that could be another fight. But both Wood and Warrington are matchroom fighters, so I don't know how easy those are to make. Sweet. All right, guys. Well, any other closing thoughts on, Vargas or Magsayo?
Did it live up to your guys' expectations?
I would say, yeah. They came out swinging, so that's what I was expecting. I was expecting them both start off fast, like, and that's what they did. I was expecting a knockout, obviously, but they both obviously are good fighters, so they both got a great chin. They don't have any give up in their system. So I mean, it was a good fight though. I definitely lived up to my expectations. Close decision.
Yeah, it lived up to my expectation as well. I was predicting unanimous decision though for Vargas and I think to your point, Ruben, I think majority decision was probably more appropriate than split decision. But I just thought Vargas had he was too good of a skill set, and with that height and reach advantage, like not a lot of featherweights are 5'10".
Yeah,
that's a tough thing to overcome.
I was like, it has to be hard to make 126 at 5'10", because I don't know what he's walking around.
Has
to. If he's walking around at 140, that's still, 15. If he's walking around at 145, that's 20 pounds. You got to, what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how much longer you can make that weight. I mean, he just recently came up from 122, so that was also freakishly, different
that's
there.
Even more insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel if he wants to stay at 126, I feel like it'll be okay. I mean, he can fight champions or whatever, but I feel like if he moves up to 130 and 135, I feel like there's more interesting fights.
And I think with his style of fight,
for sure,
for some good fights, even with the top guys, even with the champions at those weights.
Yeah,
not a lot of guys at 5'10", at 130, 135. So.
And another thing, is it me or do Nacho Beristain guys just get hit? You know what I mean? Like
they get hit.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Rafael Marquez, Juan Manuel Marquez, like they would always get dropped. I was like, dude, they always get hit.
Yeah, but the impressive thing is like he's got world champions on him.
29.
He's got the 29 world champions.
He was very adamant
that's definitely impressive
about that. 29. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he told the reporters like, yeah, 29.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, before we close it out, I'll give you guys a chance to kind of shout out your channels. So, Ruben, where can people find you?
On Through the Ropes on Instagram and YouTube.
Perfect. And then TJ, where can people find you?
Boxing Syndicate. And then we got more stuff coming up too.
Dope. All right, guys. Well, thanks again for joining me to talk some boxing, and we'll do it again real soon.
Yeah, of course. It was
Peace.
Nice seeing you guys, man. I feel like it's been a while, and I always look forward to this, man.
Likewise, man. This is my Sunday highlight. So thank you guys. Catch you again real soon.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Later, guys.